Okay, how about that?
So, whenever people call in or call for help and ask questions, you see this? This is an earpiece. It's got a wire that goes straight to Andy Walker and Sean Carruthers, and they tell me what to say. That's right. If it weren't for the lab rats, there would be no call for help. Honest. Where do I stick this? No. Here? Okay. I'm ready for my close-up.
Hey, and welcome to Lab Rats, episode number 9.
Episode number 9.
Number 9.
Where's that from?
Number 9. Number 9.
I don't know whether it's
Oh, hey!
it's the cat doesn't
No
like it either.
clawing the crotch.
Shut up, Sean, and get on with the episode.
All right, so today
Yeah.
we're going to talk about shared folders.
Yeah. You know, everybody these days has a home network. Many people do. And one of the great advantages of that, of course, is the idea that, you know, you can have files on one computer and you can be on another computer, maybe on your laptop out by the pool out back wirelessly. That's the way I like to pretend anyway.
Yeah, I got to take a dip in your pool sometime.
That's right, exactly. I wish. Anyway, so you're sitting there with your laptop by the pool and you're going, I should really go and look at those pictures of my ski vacation last winter. But of course they're on another machine. So if you file share enable your network, and specifically folders on machines on the network, you can actually fetch them and actually update them and things like that from computer to computer. You don't actually have to be working on the computer where the files reside.
Sounds good to me. I can see a lot of reasons why you'd want to do something like this. And it's not just for seeing your ski pictures when you're sitting beside the pool. You could have an MP3 stash that you share with the people in your house.
Do you listen to your ABBA greatest hits in the kitchen from the machine upstairs?
Yeah.
Waterloo, do 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 do.
Yeah, that's one of the things that I do.
Okay, so music sharing, you're right, it's a very good valid thing. You can have a huge hard drive upstairs, you can have all your MP3s, you know, Led Zeppelin, ABBA, and all the rest of it.
You could even use it for backup if you wanted. If you have all your folders and you wanted to save them on another machine somewhere.
So basically, file share enable one on one big machine with a big hard drive, drag, you know, your things to that folder.
Throw it in the closet. That's all it's being used for, is sharing files share the network among all the other machines in the network.
Any other good reasons to file share?
I'm sure there are a lot.
There are lots and lots and lots. Use your imagination. But let's get to it because it's kind of involved.
You wanted me to talk about porn again, I think.
I did, exactly. But what I do want to do is, and we're also going to show you how to actually look at files from a Mac on a PC and that sort of thing. Let's get started though by basically enabling one folder on one Windows machine to be shared. So let's go straight to my screen here, and I'm going to go to a folder called Simpsons. Now, Tacky. You may know Tacky. He's the guy that actually designed LabRats.tv. He's done a lot of Simpsons caricatures of the Call for Help crew over the years and that sort of thing. Well, I said to him this year, hey, can you Simpsonize my siblings, my brothers and my sister? And so he did. So hopefully my brothers and sister won't watch this episode because they're going to see the Christmas present ahead of time. But I'm going to show you how to enable a folder called Simpsons here, which contain the pictures of the Simpsonized brothers and sisters. So I'm going to right click on that folder and I'm going to go all the way down here to Properties. And you're going to see right here a tab in the middle called Sharing. And click on that and you can see a whole bunch of different sharing options. Now you may have to turn on file sharing on your machine. And if it's not on, in this window here, you're going to see it's going to say, hey, file sharing's turned off, you better enable it, click here, and you'll follow the steps.
I've been doing this for so long myself that it is been a while since I've seen the first thing that comes up, but often the first thing you'll see is a warning that says, you're about to enable this. Are you sure you want to do this? You understand the risks.
Call my dumbass. You know, yeah, it's sort of the dumbass alert, right? But
oh,
it's
there
actually,
goes our G rating.
Yeah, I know, exactly. Sorry, iTunes. So anyway, so if file sharing is not turned on, you can either go to the control panel and go into networks and actually enable it, or you can just follow the dialog. If it says it's not turned on, click and you're good to go.
It's pretty simple.
It's pretty simple. So now file sharing is turned on, and so you're going to see this panel here. And essentially what you want to do is, I mean, literally it's a check mark. So you're going to check it off. You're going to say share this folder on the network. And you're going to be prompted for a share name. You can see I'm highlighting it there. And now it's already named. The share name is actually the name of the folder already. You could change it. You could say pictures of The Simpsons, or you could say Christmas presents for my brothers and sisters, but it doesn't really matter as long as you can recognize it on your network later. I'm going to leave it, I'm going to call it Simpsons. Now, there's a couple of interesting options here. You can either leave it as is, and if you do nothing further, you will be able to read the files, so go get them, copy them, but you won't be able to modify them at all. If you want to be able to read, write, delete them, you want to turn on allow network users to change my files. Be careful about this, because if you can delete them across the network, so can your kids.
Gone.
Finished. And you're going to be really sad. So do that with caution. Now, very simply, now when you click on apply, there's going to be a little icon change on your desktop. As you see here, Simpsons now has gone from a regular folder to a little folder with a...
It's a hand. It's holding out the folder saying, here, come take some of the bits in here.
It's also sort of like a prostate exam.
Well, there definitely goes our G rating.
So yeah, so it actually shows that the folder is shared. Now, that means that on my computer, any other computer that connects to it says, hey, do you have anything to share? And my computer's going to go, here's the folder. It's called Simpsons. It's shareable. Now,
you can do this with multiple folders on your computer.
You could do it with your C drive.
You can do it from the entire computer, the C drive, the D drive, whatever. I think you can share your CD-ROM drive. You can share individual files. So if there's one file you want to share but nothing else,
right-click on it,
you can do it.
You can share it. And that's very useful. The one downside to that is, of course, if you run a network and you have wireless enabled, which most of us do if we use wireless laptops, that means that everybody who connects to your network wirelessly or wired can get at these folders. So, well, nobody's going to really come in and plug into your Ethernet, perhaps, but they might pull up in their car, connect to your network to use your internet connection, and have a sniff around your network neighborhood and go, oh, look at all these pictures, or look at all these music, or whatever.
Yes, security is always paramount.
Very, very true. Now, the cool thing about this is, in a minute, I'm going to show you how it looks from the other end, where we're going to go to another computer on my network and get data from it. But first, Sean's going to show us how it looks from a Mac, because a Mac and a PC can exist on the same network and they can share files back and forth.
Right, so if you want to set up a shared folder and you know where it is on the network, so you can go to the original computer, go to Start, hit
Let's
run.
Do that.
Yeah, let's do that.
I'm going to show you how to, the easiest way, you can actually browse a network neighborhood to find other computers, or you just can do it by IP address. Every machine on a computer has an internal IP address. The way you find out is this. You go Start, you go up to Run, and you click there. Then you're going to type in CMD. It was already there, but let's do it again.
Yeah, and the full word command will work as well.
Oh yeah, or COMMAND.
Same difference. It both takes you to the command line.
CMD doesn't work on Windows 98 though, as it turns out.
Yeah, so command will work on any machine.
So now we're into the basically a DOS emulator, and I'm going to type ipconfig /all. Hit enter. OP. I can't spell IP.
IPCONFIG.
CONFIG. Way to go, Andy. It's getting late. ipconfig.
So what this will do is it'll come up with a list of your local machine, what its IP address is, what the gateway is.
Right.
You don't need to worry about the gateway, the subnet mask. What you want to see here is the IP address.
Right. So this, as you can see here, my machine, my laptop here is the IP address 192.168.0.11. Sorry, .100. It's 100.
Okay.
So I know that that's my IP address now, so Sean can actually use that information to now access my machine.
Right, so from the Macintosh, if you want to map, you can browse as well, but we can go directly there as well. So you want to be in the Finder, and you'll see a menu up here that says Go. And when you go down to the bottom, you'll see another one that says Connect to Server. So when you do that, it'll bring up a dialog box that'll ask you, well, what address are you looking for?
Right, and that address is?
The address is the one that we just pulled off of there. You have to type at the beginning here, SMB, // and that stands for Samba, I believe. It's a networking between
Protocol,
computers.
yeah, from a Mac to a PC.
Right, and then you will type in the number 192.168.0.100.
Oh, actually, no, that's a Unix command. It's a
Yeah.
Unix command.
It is.
Right, but because Unix is at the core of OS 10.
Okay, and then I'm going to hit /, and we are sharing the folder
We're showing the folder
Simpsons.
Simpsons, yes.
So I'll type that in, Simpsons, and then hit return. And hopefully what it'll do is it'll say connecting to.
Hey, buddy.
And now what it's going to do is it's going to ask me for authentication here. And it'll ask me my name and my password.
Right.
Hey,
Oops.
boo.
He's all caught up. You
So-
wanted to come say hi. You haven't been here on the show in a while, have you?
So now we've got the work group, the name and password. So there is some security on this. So I can't just break into Andy's computer willy-nilly just because I feel like it.
Simple file sharing should be turned on. You should be able to get right in there.
So let's delete that and hit OK. Nope. Nope. Okay, let's try again. So let's type, what's a safe one? Guest. And then the password is, let's just leave that blank, see if that'll let us in.
Bingo.
And there we
you
go.
So there you go. So actually, what it's doing is it's using the hidden password, the guest password, built into Windows XP there, very specifically to get into that account. It sees a security measure. Now it's very simple to break into. Windows to Windows, of course, it just assumes guest.
Right, so now what we have up here is we have this folder, and I can take all of these files and copy them to the desktop. So let's grab that one.
Open it up and show it to him, because that's really fun. So what I did was I sent Steve Huntress out in Australia a picture of my brother Nick and his wife Helen, and I said, Simpsonize them, and so this is the result. You might find that kind of fun.
So there we go.
Let me show you now, you're working on your PC, you've connected up a PC in another room, for example.
Which we've done.
Which we've done. We have done, as it turns out, just like a cooking show. And I'm going to go to Windows Explorer here. Now I can do it one of two ways. I can actually go to My Network Places, and I'm going to go looking for the machine. Now the machine is called, what is it called? It's called Sidewalk Production. So you can see down here that I've actually shared the folder Lab Rats. And that contains a bunch of movie files because I move things around on my network here.
There we go.
So here are all the files on that machine. Now I can just basically run them, and if we wait a couple secs, it should actually start to play. Now the other way to do this, of course, is you can use the run button in a similar way to what Sean did there on the Mac. You can click on Start, type Run, and you're going to get this command box again. Actually, the open box. You're going to type //192.168.0.101. Now I know that that's the IP address of the machine in the other room. And I'm going to click OK, and that's going to go out there, assuming that the machine is on. The machine has to be on, of course. And there we go. It opens up in a Windows, and it shows me all of the folders that are being shared on that machine. And I'll just double click to go into there. And just to prove that it does work, there is Lab Rats Episode 2, our most popular show, as it turns out.
Apparently.
All about TV connectors.
You guys love
You guys
cables.
love those. Anyway.
So what this will do is this will open up that folder once. And there's a way that you can set it up so that if you're going back to this folder on a regular basis,
Right.
you can get to it on a regular basis.
That's true.
You know how to do that?
I do indeed.
Let's
okay,
do it.
so let's do it. So I'm going to go back, and I'm going to. This is called drive sharing, or drive letter assignment. Actually, is what it's called, right?
Yeah, or mapping a network.
Or drive mapping. Yeah. So I'm going to go to Windows Explorer, and I'm going to open that up, and I'm going to go all the way up here to Tools.
You can actually do this from any open window on your system as well.
I didn't know that. I always go to Windows Explorer. So well, anyway, let's just choose that. Map network drive. What I'm going to do here is I'm going to choose a drive letter. Let's say that I always want that drive to be my drive Z. In Canada, drive Z. And I'm going to go // 192.168.0, and I know the IP address is .101.
Right, and that would take you to the master folder, and you could put /labrats in here
I could
as well
put
if you wanted-
/labrats, yeah, like
if you wanted
this.
to go to that folder every single time.
Every time, or I could just leave it and it could always automatically open up to the machine with all the shared drives there.
Right.
If I click on finish now, it says the network
Can't be found.
Oh, well, let's try. That's why we call it the lab rats, because it's a laboratory, it's a big test all the time. Finish. So it's going to test. Oh, so it just turns out you can't connect directly to the shared drive. You can connect to the shares specifically. So now, every time I go to the Z drive, I'm going to see everything in the contents of the lab rats folder on that machine. That's it. That's pretty magical, isn't
I
it?
think so.
As you can see, sometimes it doesn't always work. You have to have a little bit of patience. You have to. It's
Bang
a
your
little.
head against the wall.
Bang your head against the wall a little bit. Couple of troubleshooting tips. Yeah, like this. This looks like me most days. Couple of troubleshooting tips. Make sure the machine is on, of course, and
Yes.
booted.
That's probably the number one reason why you can't get access to your shared folders.
That's right.
Because the machine is not on the network.
Number two, if you have a software firewall sitting on your machine, like for example Zone Alarm, or even the Windows firewall, it's so cute, that's going to stop you from sharing files, accessing the files. So make sure that all the machines that are doing the sharing have their firewalls turned off or have an exception set. And I'm not going to show you how to do that today because that's a pain in the ass. And actually, as it turns out, hit and miss.
Voodoo.
Voodoo. And again, and I can't emphasize this, but you should definitely turn on wireless security on your router. Otherwise, people out there are going to be coming in here and looking at your files. And if you want to understand how to do that, we show you how to do that on episode number 1. Or, where's my book gone? In chapter, I think it's chapter 6 or chapter 7 of my book, on the Absolute Beginner's Guide to Security, Spam, Spyware, and Viruses, I show you exactly how to turn on
I'm going to check my email now.
WPA, WEP, and other wireless security measures. Now you know. Hey, it's only $15 in the US, $20 Canada.
Is the commercial over yet?
Oops, there you go, Biff. Anyway, that's it for us. I couldn't do a show without plugging my book. Anyway, thanks for tuning in. Thanks for downloading.
See you next week.
With another plug for my book. Take care.
Are you ready? Try this at home.